Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something different again. Besides doing our weekly scheduled Letterboxd Diary videos, which by the way will have a 90s themed episode this week, today I want to talk about the brand new Marvel series on Disney+, Daredevil Born Again. Specifically the first two episodes, since those are the only ones released today. So first things first, I gotta say that I was super excited for the series to start. Daredevil is not only one of my favorite superheroes, but the Netflix series was also one of my all-time favorite TV shows as well. As a Marvel production, it was both underrated and amazing. But without any more stalling, let's start talking about Daredevil Born Again. So in the first episode, we see a fight between Daredevil and Bullseye. And immediately they went on a no-cut fight scene with changing locations. A great homage to the original series. Man, I love a good fight choreography. However, what immediately caught my attention was the usage of CGI. Coming from the Netflix series, the amount of CGI here is more noticeable and not always in a good way. In some places it feels unnecessary and even distracting. Obviously CGI and Marvel goes pretty hand in hand, and I gotta say, even though they tried to go with a more cinematic look at some scenes in the series, I can't help but realize some of the shots looks extremely fake. I'm not just talking about Daredevil swinging from the rooftops, which honestly could have looked better, but even simple shots like Matt Murdock standing on a balcony with smoke around him. It unfortunately looked amateurishly unnatural. Is this a huge red flag though? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it bothers the eye a little bit. But I'm glad the new show brought back the brutality of the original, at least we can say that for the first two episodes. Making this an over 18 series was the right choice for a character like Daredevil. I also liked from the very start of the show using more street level heroes in the Marvel universe, like White Tiger. Hopefully they'll expand on that department as the series progresses. Killing off Foggy was an interesting decision. To me, that scene felt like a farewell to the original series and tried to explain that this will be a different thing. The title Born Again gained a whole new layer of meaning with that moment. That scene also brought a 1-year time jump, and I enjoyed how they dealt with the exposition scenes to build their new world around Matt Murdock without relying on heavy-handed, on-the-nose explanation scenes. They let the audience piece things together naturally. Seeing Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk is always a treat. I believe him and Charlie Cox are one of the limited MCU actors who actually bring some depth to their characters, and their on-screen chemistry is nothing short of brilliant. The introduction of a Mayor Fisk storyline is another great choice. It makes me even more excited about the broader world building of New York City within the MCU's future projects. The show sort of wants you to watch Echo and Hawkeye too. I believe I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes of Echo, and I gotta say I wasn't a big fan of it. But Hawkeye was incredibly underrated. I highly recommend watching that show. But I wouldn't say you would miss a huge amount of information from not watching either of them. Just go watch a video of Screen Crush or something before starting the series. Another thing that I loved was seeing more Law and Order shit. Matt Murdock being a lawyer by day is a huge part of his life, and seeing those elements about the character is incredibly important to me. These also add a great amount of realism to the show and grounds it. Adding big elements like politics, law, and being more dialogue-based adds a different tone to the franchise and also helps to show the darker side of New York City. The ending of the second episode had one of the most, if not the most, violent scenes in an MCU production that I've seen. It made me audibly gasp, and I loved it. For setting the tone for the rest of the series, they couldn't have done a better job. For what I want to see from the show, we already have 2 seasons guaranteed at the moment, which is awesome. So I think MCU should use this opportunity to expand their street level superheroes catalog even more, like I said before. We already kind of saw White Tiger. We know John Bernthal is returning as the Punisher, which is fantastic. I don't necessarily want the whole Defenders characters returning or anything. We don't really need that. But I like the start with White Tiger, and it makes me excited for who might show up further down the line. My heart wishes for a Spider-Man cameo, but even little mentionings of him is cool too. And I believe the show should embrace that part of the MCU more. New York is basically the capital of Marvel, and accepting that part of their world I don't think will do any harm. This show started boldly and immediately put itself as potentially being the best Disney Plus Marvel show yet. I hope they can hang on with that energy and deliver us a sensational series. I'm super excited for what's about to come with the next episodes. I hope the usage of CGI looks eventually better. Other than that, there aren't many things to say about what could this show improve from here, because we are just getting started. All I can say is, please, for the love of God, do not disappoint us. You guys done a great job with the first two episodes. Let's keep that going. And that's basically all I had to say. I'll talk about Daredevil Born Again when the first season ends. Then we can discuss what could the show do to improve in the second season. But let's do one thing at a time, shall we? Thank you everyone for sticking until the end. Liking and subscribing to the channel is always much appreciated. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.